Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Melissa with Enchanted Emerald bringing you a reading today for the fire signs. So that's Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries for August 12th through the 19th, 2025. Here today out of the traditional Rider-Waite deck, we have the Two of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune, Seven of Pentacles in reversed, and the Judgment card showing up for us today. All this energy is coming in very fast for you guys. I really feel that this is going to be an intense period of growth for you. And I feel as though the divine is stepping in to intervene on your behalf. So this isn't anything that you're going to have to do. This is going to happen fast, but I feel as though there's going to be some sort of a scenario ending for you. And if it isn't ending, it's going to reverse itself or flip in nature, right? Where it's going to be a whole new dynamic coming in for you. And so this is, in order for you to be able to navigate this, this is a time where you could really be focusing on what's going right, what's going well, right? We want to be able to make the most of this energy. And in order for this to be fruitful, I think that that's really important for you to do at this time. So things are really not as they seem. I feel as though somebody may have unfairly judged you, and this is something that you have begun to internalize, right? This could be a need for you to shift into a space where you're understanding that you may have been a part of it, taking personal responsibility for your part in that, but also understanding that there has been some things throughout your life that you've been told or taught, and you've kind of integrated that into your own identity, even though they may not necessarily be true for you, right? So other people, they teach us things based on their experience. And so we may have been taught things and we believe those things, even though it may not necessarily be true. And so when I hear this, I really feel as though there's somebody telling you a lie around you, okay? And so with this, it's comforting and soothing for you to be able to believe that lie. You want to believe them, when in reality, it is only serving your denial, right? You are in denial about what's happening. And so it's a feeling here that, the damage has already been done. Perhaps this person offered you reassurance that no, that didn't happen. I didn't cheat on you. And so you want to believe that, right? And so then you start to see, based on that belief, your reality fold around that. And so you start to see things to support the notion that no, that didn't happen, just like they said. However, this is where you may have broken trust as a result of this. And so when you start to say, you know what, I think I might actually believe that happened, you may start to see the evidence piling up to support that, yes, it did happen, right? So where this feeling of this reassurance that's coming in from someone can be very comforting and soothing. It can feel exhilarating almost, right? Where you may fall into an illusion about what's happening, right? So that can fuel this feeling of exhilaration. But on the opposite spectrum of that, what is even more exhilarating is to let go of some of these beliefs, right? So again, you may be resigned to the fact that you're emotionally caught up in this. You may feel very vulnerable, and of course, you're in a vulnerable predicament. However, know that there is a need for you to believe the truth over the lies, right? And sometimes in order to do that, we have to be able to take a step back and look at things in an objective way, right? So really looking at the facts. And sometimes we actually need a neutral third party, like a counselor, someone who's impartial, to come in and help you to separate fact from opinion, or fact and fiction, right? And so you have a little bit of difficulty perhaps differentiating the reality of what's actually happening apart from your own belief or your opinion or your judgment, right? Because you're seeing things through the lens of your experience. But that impartial party is going to help you to put things into perspective, right? So no dancing around any topics. It's really important that you be straightforward and forthcoming with information, and that's going to help you get to the bottom of things. So overall, though, I think that this Two of Wands coming in here for us at the beginning is really a notion that we could be at a place where we are contemplating our impact on the world, or the impact we have on other people, and how we leave our mark in the world. And so this is a bigger energy. I feel as though as you start to contemplate some of this in comparison to the things that you have gone through and are going through, this is going to help you to decipher where you want to go moving forward. Okay, so I feel as though this is, like, I get the words like divine design. I get this like feeling like it's all a part of the plan. This is all a part of shifting into a space of feeling an intense richness of life, really amplifying those feelings of richness of life. So I feel like it's just one belief kind of holding you back. One shift in that perspective based around that belief can really open the door for you in terms of calling in a richer life, right? A happier life where the colors that you see are more vibrant and the feelings that you feel are more potent, right? It's deep connection and deep-seated feelings of satisfaction and contentment. And so this is where you could be really taking things to the limit and moving past the physical reality. And this is more than like material gain. Of course, this is about feeling fulfilled. This is about expressing gratitude, right? This is our inner world versus our outer world. But that inner world of satisfaction and contentment and peace is really cultivated based on how we respond to and interact with our external world, right? And so that's where that deep level of inner satisfaction is derived. And so this is about how we see our world. And this is going to be different for everybody, of course. And so that will be a very subjective experience. And so it can be a little unnerving, right? When we set out to enrich our life and find what fuels our heart and fuels our mind, right? This can be a little unnerving. But through this process, don't get discouraged, right? Like, we may not always have tangible results when we measure how well things are going with our inner world, right? Like our feelings, our contentment, our satisfaction, right? Those type of things may not necessarily be able to be measured. It's a feeling, it's a state of being, and it's going to be interspersed possibly as you start to call that in more and more, right? Like it'll feel like it's fleeting almost, but then it comes back in and you really like that. And so you call in more and more of that as you're able to recognize that feeling and what's bringing that feeling and building that feeling for you. But it's addressing those blocks. It's about, addressing the blocks that you have in order to shift that perspective and call in that energy. And so I feel as though this is getting to the bottom of those beliefs. So what's the belief or action that you need in order to get there? Okay, so first of all, when we call this in, we really are talking about a feeling fulfilled or balanced and peaceful, right? That inner energy. But it doesn't necessarily mean that we can't be calling in more money or addressing financial concerns, because we do have to navigate this physical world. And so this financial piece comes in where you could be calling in more money, but what's holding you back is maybe you hold this deep-seated belief that money is the root of all evil. This is something that you were taught growing up, where maybe your parents said to you, money doesn't grow on trees, and things like that really you have to overcome some of that and see that, well, money really is paper, and so it is made of trees, right? Starting to look at all of the facts around that that are keeping you from being wealthy Is it that there is a need for you to forgive yourself, forgive other people? This is about expressing compassion to yourself and others. And so as you do that, this is really fostering growth and fostering a sense of positivity, positive outlook, positive feelings around relationships, right? Is it that you feel that there's a disparity, right? Do you feel like things are just not fair, or somebody's doing something and achieving things a little bit more easier than you, or are they achieving more than you, but you're doing the same thing, right? It's about letting go of this feeling that things are not fair, right? And so this is about reaping what we sow, right? Understand, and you can see here on this Wheel of Fortune card, this Anubis that's there. And that is really attesting to the fact that everyone and everything always has some sort of an ebb and flow through life. So it's about a cycle that repeats. And so don't compare yourself to other people, because while they're flourishing, you may not be flourishing as much. But we got to focus on what's going really well for you. Even though you may not consider it to be flourishing, there's always things to look at to see that are going right. Because on the opposite side of this, in the next season, right, that you call in, you could be flourishing and that person may not necessarily be flourishing at that time, right? So they're moving through their cycles as well. And so you're all moving through lessons. And there's another belief that sometimes holds people back, and that is doubt. And that is that you're doing the work and it's not happening because you're subconsciously holding on to this belief that it can't happen for you because of X, Y, or Z. Perhaps you say, it'll never happen for me because, my mom and dad were never able to achieve that. But this is how we break generational curses, right? We are able to not just do the work, right? It's not enough to just do the work, but you really have to believe in what you're doing, believe in the power of the process. And so understanding that just because it didn't necessarily happen for your family or anything like that, you could be the first in the family that moves forward. You're moving differently through the world and leaving a bigger impact, right? And so that's how we can't compare ourselves also to our ancestors. And so we're moving through the energy and attempting to bring in new things, new experiences, new perspectives to carry on into the future and the future generations, right? And then last but not least, the most important barrier to achieving this is that we need to be able to accept help when necessary, right? So you may not be able to do this all on your own. In fact, you may be asking for help and estimating yourself and really feeling like it's not showing up for you. But understand that the divine offers ways for you. You have to be open to them. You have to be open to seeing them. And sometimes the divine sends help in the form of other people. So whether there's somebody that's offering to help you, like, hey, let me come over this weekend, we'll hammer out that project, right? They're helping you physically, right? So they could be coming in to help you that way. Perhaps they're assisting you emotionally, where they lend a listening ear. You're able to talk through things. And as you talk through things, you work things out and problem solve and know, gosh, this is what I do need to do. Thank you so much for listening to me. Or maybe they offer you advice, right? And you're open to receiving that and see how that could be helpful for you and integrating that. And so this could even be a monetary gift, right, from someone else. Perhaps you asked to borrow a security deposit for a new apartment, and as you move into that new apartment, there's new energy, and you're feeling really great, and it's less stress, and therefore you can make more money and pay them back very easily, right? And so this is life-changing domino effects that can happen based on one belief being shifted. So again, I'll say that one shift in perspective can open a door to unlimited possibilities, you know, growth, and just an amazing what's destined for you, divine design, right? So I love that. And so just remember here that we are building a legacy, and it's intentionally, right? We're doing this with intention. And so what legacy are you hoping to leave? Is it a legacy of love? And how are you showing love? And how are others showing you love, right? And perhaps it's just as simple as you intend to always be at the right place at the right time. And as you intend that, more opportunities are coming in and being offered to you. Perhaps you're meeting new people as a result of just setting the intention of being in the right place at the right time. Perhaps you're supposed to be there. So if you're feeling drawn to go somewhere, by all means do so. Please don't hesitate. Because even if it doesn't necessarily make sense that you're drawn to go there, maybe that place needs your energy. Maybe there's someone there that you need to meet or have a conversation with that helps to uplift their day, right? There's always meaning behind everything. And so even maybe you're meant to be there because it's a higher vibe, a higher energy available to you. And as you do that, you integrate that energy and you're more in tune to your intuition as a result. So it's an amazing play with our external environment, all leading up to this beautiful level of deep peace, fulfillment, and contentment. So I love that for you, fire signs. I do so hope that this resonates for you. As always, I will be back with another read for you guys again soon. And if you know somebody that may benefit from hearing this message that is a fellow fire sign themselves, please do share so that we can get the message out there. And don't hesitate to hit that like button and subscribe so you're in the know of all of the new content that I post. And I will be back with another read for you guys again soon. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. Take care.